Welcome back, everybody. So we continue. Where are we? We are Nova. I think we'll pop across to... We're not going to go... Well, I have to go home, don't we? Got loads of gear. Yeah, okay. We're going to go home. What's our RV? I want to put that about there. So I want to miss out the airfield, don't I? Then drop down to home. Okay, that's good to me. Okay, before we do anything, we need a fire. Our character's freezing. And we're losing health, so that makes sense. Doesn't need to be a long fire. Just need some bark and we'll be good to go. So, Christmas Eve, guys. I hope you've all been good and Santa delivers you what you deserve tomorrow. Santa doesn't bring me presents anymore, unfortunately. I have to buy my own presents now. But my present turns up on a Friday. I bought myself some more RAM for the computer. And a new cooling system. That will fit in the bottom of the case. So it's 2 140 fans combined. Because it's going to start generating some heat. Not initially, but it will do. And that's fine. Right, we'll get warm. And then make our way home. And then we'll sort our lives out. And we'll probably pop down to the submarine centre. I put new content in today. Onto the server for people to experience. So we need to go and have a look at some of it. Really strange. Really strange. Got a frog in my throat. Seems strange. Go back 20 years ago? No, 10 years ago even. Probably, yeah, 12 years ago. Christmas Eve. By now, I'd have been in the pub. And then I'd have been hitting a club. And then I'd be coming home at 3 in the morning. Now I'm playing DayZ. And I'll be in bed by midnight. It's a different world. I used to love Christmas Eve nights out. Probably the best part of Christmas for me. That and New Year's Eve are the two best nights of the year. We'll have to get the 3 symbols up. You've got a long run home. Or if not the 3, as many as this wood will give us. We got a lot of good gear out of that run. More than happy with it. Just gonna try. See if we get a little bit of a sleep boost. Once that third plus symbol comes in and fixes, it'll be time to move for home. It'll certainly make a difference. There, it's coming in now. This sleep boost is helping. There, it's fixed. That's good. We'll get the sleep up as high as we can, and then we'll push for our first RV, and from there on for home. Let's move now. Come on, wake up. Thank you. How's our footwear? Still pristine. Perfect. So we got a new trader opened up. Trader West and Trader East. And some new locations. There's a new trader, there's a submarine base, and there's 2 lock rooms. Hi Ryan, how are you? We're going to make our way home now. Well, via the RV, drop some gear off, and then see if we can make it to some of the new locations I've put in today onto the server so I can show them off. But if I can't make it, we'll visit another day, I'm sure. Hope you're having a good day, Ryan. I think my mic's picking up feedback, isn't it? I do apologise. I'll have to look into that, but probably not while I'm out on the ground. Yeah. So we want to miss out the airfield on the way home. Hi, Brash. Yeah, there's new content in Tissy. I put a new bunker complex in today, and one at Northwest Airfield. There's submarine pens down at Bolota, and there's a new trader that's over there. Okay, thanks, Ryan. I don't do it on purpose, but it must feel like it sometimes. Hi, John. I've got another bunker complex to go into Tissy still. And then I can then start building the final missions. But we're not there yet. Oh, but yeah, one more bunker complex to put in. Just they take some fixing because they were built before 1.26 dropped, and a lot of stuff's floating. There's been a slight change in how I'm going to run the final mission. I'm not going to use Northeast Airfield. I can't make it look good enough. So the bunker complexes that I've put into Northwestern Tissy today will be used for the final stuff. But there is loot in there now for you to have a run around and play. So you can still game in there now. Just in the future, they'll have something new attached to them. Yeah, it's a typical day on GoblinZ. A little bit snowy. The new trader's great. The new trader is awesome. The new trader is a nightmare. There's only one way in. Once you're in, you're pretty safe. But getting in is diabolical. And then extracting, there's a couple of ways out, but still not easy. But I've added the new trader, as I said in the message on the Discord, will also sell a few items of normal stuff just for a slightly higher price. So if you are there and you need an MRE, you can pick one up, or a water bottle. So obviously it's a little bit out of the way. But it means that people that live over that direction now have somewhere to use. And everyone's going to have to go over there if you're selling collectibles, because that's the trader that buys collectibles now. In 11 weeks' time, when we wipe, then I'll probably split the trader into 3 locations. So you'll have the new trader I built today, you'll have the one we currently have, and you'll have one at Alta. Each buying and selling different things, so players will have to move between the 3 traders if they're going to use traders. Hey John, I'm finally in land with food, water and warm clothes. Till I get popped, I'm living the dream. If that dream is a bit of a nightmare. The server feels hard to start with. Once you get your clothing sorted and food sorted and fire lighting sorted, it's not too difficult a server. It's like any other, it's just cold. But that first hour, maybe 2 hour and a half, when you come on as a fresh character, it's a nightmare. And it really is. But what that does massively well is it weeds out the players that we probably wouldn't want. The ones that are quite toxic. The ones that are more likely to be duping and cheating. They're not going to hang around here. This is not a home for them. So that being really hard at the beginning gets rid of them. I mean, when I was running down to North East Airfield last week, well, we've been up a week now, so yeah, last week, and I heard shooting on the airfield, and I'm like, I need to push for that, I need to shoot someone, and then suddenly you work out you're flashing blue temperatures, and you're like, I can't, I have to sort my life out, that's more important now. And as I said, it's not for everyone. And it's not the only server I play. For some people, this is not hard enough. For some people, it's too hard. I think for the people that we've got and have been here for a while, they like what I do. They like the creation I make. It's the right level of hard. We make people work for things. It's... I describe it as a survival server, but it's a PvP server where the environment is trying to kill you. Yes. Yeah. And you don't want to run because you use up more calories. You need to make sure you've got a knife to light a fire. Every decision you make, you know, I had to fill, on the way here, we had to fill up half my gear with survival stuff. Whereas on a normal server, you don't need to worry. Got a fishing rod and a couple of knives, you can survive. And as I said, we'll have a new in 5 weeks' time. We'll switch to summer. No wipe. Just the server will be down for a couple of hours, maybe an hour, 2 hours at the most. I'll just take winter off. I'll put summer on, switch the temperatures around, server will come back up. And then we'll play 6 weeks of it being blistering hot summer, where you don't want fires and you don't want warm clothing. And then we'll do 6 weeks of that. Then there'll be 100, and then the final week will be a purge week, where explosives will be cheap or easy to get to. Then we'll wipe the server and do it again. A few little tweaks and changes. Next wipe I won't have expansion storage. We'll just have barrels, sea chests and what you can make yourself. I think they work fine. And I'll probably move more tools. Like at the moment, when you kill a construction zombie, there's a 50% chance it will give you a box of nails. We'll probably switch that to having each of the construction zombies holding tools. So you'll have a 50% chance of getting a tool from a construction zombie, but not knowing which tool it will be. So you have to kill lots of construction zombies to get all the stuff you need to build your base. Because I quite like that. I might move, say, code locks onto the police. Kill a policeman, 50% chance of getting a code lock off them. I'd like to do stuff like that, so it feels like these zombies have been here for 11, 12 years and they used to work in a certain industry. And they've been zombies ever since, and they're still walking around with the items inside their clothing that they used to use when they were working. Which would feel a lot more real than finding it all on the ground all the time. So I'd like to move more loot into zombie spawn, which would increase the FPS then. You'd still find stuff on the ground, just less of it. More of it would be inside zombies. Because that encourages players to go zombie hunting. And it feels like a natural reward. I have a horrible idea in my head that every single zombie on the server could have one single nail on them. So you'd have to kill 30 zombies to build a door. But I'm not doing that yet. That's for the future. You know, we're going to have the server up for another year at least. And we'll just carry on developing Shannara's map until it's far, far better. Yeah, so you could potentially have had 230 nails if you were running that method. there's so much more content I can add, like things to do, stuff to go, places to go. Got a lot of content to add over time. I've got something I need to test and I can't do it until 11 weeks time. One there would be hilarious, wouldn't it? But if you need to build a door, killing 30 zombies isn't that difficult, which would get you 30 nails. Yeah. But if we took box of nails out of the world, and we could do it instead on every construction zombie had a single nail on them. So people go to a construction area, farm the zombies, move on to another construction area, farm the zombies, and you'd always get a nail and a chance of a certain tool. But that won't be this wipe. I'm quite adamant that if we've got stuff in, we won't take it unless it's broken. Need to go out to do hard, to die hard. It's die hard time. Wife and me always watching Christmas Eve, little tradition. Ah, that's amazing. Enjoy it. Yippee-ki-yay. It is a Christmas movie. So that's one thing I'd like to see. You've got medical, you've got police, you've got construction workers, military we leave as they are, priests we leave as they are. So the loot that we could get on to construction and the loot that we could get on to police and medical would make sense to me. What did I watch? Today I watched all of the In-Betweeners, including both movies. While in the background working on this server. And then played some Timberborn. Tomorrow will be cooking roast, watching some TV, I'm sure. It's the one night of the year where I watch EastEnders tomorrow, just to see who dies. And any US watching this or people not from the UK, EastEnders is a long time UK soap opera. And their Christmas special always involves someone dying. So the one night of the year that I do watch it will be Christmas, just to see who dies. Won't know who they are or why they're dying, but I'll watch it so they die. I'll also do a stream tomorrow at some point. It's sort of, I think it's becoming my Christmas tradition. For the last 5 years, on whichever platform I've been on, I've streamed for 2 hours on Christmas Day. Always do. Just something I do. And we might mix things up next wipe. We might have summer first and then winter. I don't know yet. And ultimately, if I was running the server long term, the reason we wipe every 12 weeks is pure and simply because I think everyone deserves to start again and have a fresh outlook on it all. Choose somewhere new to live. I get a chance to add some new content in. Change things around, balance things better. I mean, we're only a week into wipe and the balance is getting there. As I said, we do need some endgame content. My version of endgame at the moment is just putting everything into the contaminated zone. So that's very DayZ endgame. Whereas it would be nice to change that from the DayZ perception of endgame and turning it into our own. I wish my in real life weather would warm up in 6 weeks. Well, it's going to work the other way. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it would be interesting to have people not having fires, having to worry about how do I survive, you know, having to live off MREs and food. You still do all that sort of stuff, and then suddenly, bang, you've got a problem on your hands that is like this and freezing cold, and you've not got any clothing stored up, and then we can use the tagline "Winter is coming," which will be quite nice. As I said, next wipe, not 6 weeks time, but the next proper next wipe, expansion storage will be gone. We'll just stick with the barrels and these new barrels, so then we don't have to worry about safe raiding and all that sort of stuff. I looked through the files today, and a lot of people have safes in their base, so I can't just remove the safes. It's not fair. If nobody had safes in their base, then I'd be more tempted to go, bang, let's get rid of them. But I won't do it to people. So we'll have them for the next 11 weeks. Oh, by the way, Goblin, I can't seem to my markers on the map. So you can't see any of this. It's all held. So all the map information is held on your PC, not the server. That icon, are server side. So the 2 trader markers are server side. Everything else is held on your PC. So it's nothing to do with the server. If it's in your documents, DayZ, and then one of the settings in there. Marker doesn't come up on the map. So you press M. Double left click. Type what you want. Choose a colour. 3D marker. Lock it if you want to lock it. Create. Marker comes up on the map. To get rid of it, double click it. Delete. That there gives you markers. You need to make sure that 2D and 3D are enabled correctly. That might be a problem. The other thing it could be is if you go into your options, expansion, you've got expansion settings in here. Show 3D markers. So all your marker settings for your map are in there. And how far you want to view a map. 2D markers. If you're streamers. No on that, but it still shows it. Yeah. So it could be in there. Okay. And people watching the VOD back, if you're members, thanks so much, guys. We're up to, I want to say, where are we? We were 24 members. Yeah, 24 members. It's amazing. Obviously, I don't mention it all the time, 'cause that's not me, but I'm gobsmacked by it. And we're picking up subs most days now. Back on track. We're going back up again. It's a difficult time of the year, this week now. From Boxing Day onwards, you tend to pick up more numbers again. Tonight, people go out drinking. I used to. Tomorrow, a lot of people with family. Boxing Day is a weird day. And then there's that period where the big streamers aren't streaming because their families are going, you must spend some time with us. And the small streamers are probably still young enough to be out partying. And the ones of us in the middle, I count myself there, are like, a lot of people have lives that don't involve streaming. I'm lucky, or unlucky depending on how you look at it. So I'll be live. This weekend we've got the community event on. There are details in the Discord about it. Running all weekend. We've got a server picked that's friendly for the US as well as the UK. I say friendly. One of our guys plays from Colorado and he can connect to that server. So, and we've got what we're trying to do in there, and everyone's welcome along. Be nice to have people come along and give it a go. Yeah, there's no set times. It will be from Friday night through to Sunday night. Any time that you can get on, get in there. If you're on, there's a Discord channel you can join. I'll be streaming it over the weekend as we attempt to build a castle in Livonia on an official server. For the nightmare that is. Yes, I'll stream the community event, but I also want people along if they can make it. I'll stream it, John, because it's really good to say to the world, look, I do things for my community. And it's different. Most community events on most servers involve, let's go from A to B and try and get inside the bunker. Or let's go and kill some players. We're doing let's build a big wooden castle. Right, we need to think about another fire. That would be amazing if you can join us. Yeah, we need to think about a fire quickly. We've been just bimbling along and we're losing health. So, we'll need everything on that map. Everything. Because we're building on a community, it's a Goblin HQ fort. It's not a US server. We're playing on a German server. But it's the one that Chuckles could connect to the easiest. And most of our members are UK, EU. Okay, no problem, Sarah's dad. Much appreciated. It'll be a nightmare, I'm sure. I picked a server that's not massively busy. But I'm sure the thing is, if there's like 15 of us-ish that get on there, or even 5 of us, suddenly people will be like, oh, the server's looking a little bit busier than normal. And then they might come along, so we might get some action. But because we're base building, it'll be a case of everyone just bring whatever supplies they can to the island. And we'll try our damnedest to feed people and base build. And if we can't get a flag up, we can't get a flag up. It's official, so we can still build without a flag. But Livonia is interesting. A lot of people, as I said before, don't like Liv. And due to that, it's a no-go. I would say, I don't know where that got wet, but I 100% do know where that got wet. I had to crawl into the new trader earlier to test it. That'll tell you all you need to know about the new trader. At least you can have a fire in there once you get in the place. Oh, really easy compared to this. Everyone that's been playing this is more than prepared for Livonia. That's perfect. We'll need all that sort of stuff in case there's somebody already on the island. Come on, give me that heat buff so I can get rid of that cold. But yeah, everything you can bring home, people will need. If someone can get a car working and can get it close by, that'll be needed. Because we can then do runs for tools to further away places, while leaving a small team behind, hopefully, to start building. Yeah. People that can bring guns in, bring guns in. People that can bring barrels in, bring barrels in. We just bring whatever we can to make a base. And have some fun doing it. I sort of know in my head how it's going to look and how it's going to work. Because I built a base on there before in vanilla. The downside is it's bloody combination locks. But only on the way in, because we'll have ways of getting out that don't involve opening the gates, just jumping over the walls. And we only need one airlock, and then an additional probably airlock where the fishing area is. Unless we can build it in such a way that we can build slightly into the water so we can still fish but not have to let people get through. Barbed wire obviously will be needed. Metal, if possible, to upgrade walls. Right then, 2 symbols. Job's a good one. Let's go. And the route to home continues. I see you, zombie. I'm not interested in what you're selling today. Yeah, stop sneezing, Goblin. You're not really ill. Somebody lives there. Okay. Yes, that's the one. So that gives us then a fire that we can cook on. Not a massive one, but by not being a massive one, normally puts players off base building there. Not always. And there's one route that you can get onto that island that doesn't involve swimming. So that means we can, like, you still have to run through water, but you don't swim, so you don't get wet, in inverted commas. So it makes it, as long as people come in that route, it's fine. And that's where the gate will be into the camp. But we can also on there grow vegetables. Makes sense. We can fish. We can hunt in the surrounding areas. We can start off by securing the house, and then and then once the house is secure, then make our way out. And the house is pretty easy. 2 walls, maybe 3 walls and a door. No, 1, 2, 2 walls and a door will secure the house. Yeah, most people don't, but there is one route that you can run over. You're still running through water, but you can run over. And then what you do is we'll build, when we build it, if we've got enough resources, we'll put up watchtowers facing outwards. And arguably, at the end of it, I'm not likely to go back on that server until next time we do a community run. And then we'll probably pick a different server anyway. But if people want to continue playing, we'll hand the base over to them. But it's a case for us to just go on there and have some fun. It's the first time I'm doing a proper community run. And because we've got so many players from around the world, it seemed only fair to do it over a weekend so people can drop in when they can. I mean, I'll be on streaming Friday night, most of Saturday daytime, Saturday night, most of Sunday daytime, and Sunday evening. But that's me. Other people join as and when they can. And the people that play GoblinZ, it'll just be a break. If they want to come along, more that come along, the better. And if people play as official anyway, they should be geared up. They can always go back to their and collect tools from their own base and then teleport across. Right, it'd be nice to get this AKM home. Got no idea where we're storing all this loot once we do get home. Welcome back, John. Will there be a password, counter password, or armbands? Certainly armbands. I haven't decided on that yet. And the downside to a password is I'm streaming. Yeah. So if I said something passwordy and you replied, people on the stream would know straight away, and if they worked out which server we were playing, it wouldn't help us. But that's a risk we'll have to take. I'm sure we'll be fine. The last week there's been an average of 9 people a day playing on that server. If 5, 6, 7 of us turn up, it's the likelihood of bumping into them on a Livonia server at Christmas is minimal. They're probably not ready for it, because they're not probably used to having players on there. But certainly armbands. I don't know what colour. No idea. It won't be white, that's for sure. But we'll have a Discord channel for it, so if people, and I'll monitor it all the time, so people that don't have headsets can post things like, I'm just coming into camp now, I'm wearing the following clothes, and then I can send a message over comms to people and go, look, someone's coming in, they're coming through the woods, they've got a rucksack on and a yellow helmet, and they're carrying a blaze in their hands. Yeah. So we'll have a way of communicating. Eyes open. Ah, my old house. One of my favourite bases was built here. Yes, exactly. Which, don't get me wrong, I expect community members at some point will probably push down there. Now we could really do with that knife. That can be thrown away. That can be thrown away. That can be brought across. That knife comes with us. There's a lack of knives on this server. My favourite castle to build on this one. Exactly. But I haven't built in a castle since the updates to all these wooden slats. Because we used to build expansion straight up in the middle, a massive tower, and block everything else off. Now you'd be forced to try and find a way of blocking up through. It might be more difficult. But I hope everyone's having a good day out there today. Pre-Christmas Eve and all that. Christmas Eve, whatever it is. We're only 2 days away from nobody knowing what day of the week it is. As a kid, loved Christmas Day. Hated the fact that we had to go to church, because that meant that week I had to go to church twice. If Christmas Day didn't fall on a Sunday. So tonight's aim is to get home, dump some stuff off, sort our lives out, and then go down to Balota and see this new submarine base I put in. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough today, a massive cough today. No, I don't have that mod on, John. It's the 24th. Yeah. And my name's Goblin and I live in an igloo. So we want to go and have a look at the submarine base if possible. I want to see... I can't put zombies onto the submarine base because it's over water, and DayZ sees them as being in water for placements. It doesn't... When you place zombies down, you don't get to place them with height. You just get to place them with X and Y coordinates and not the height. And because of the not being able to place the height, if you place them on structures that are over water, they'll spawn them in the water. So it doesn't work. So instead I spawn them all at the entrance to it, hoping that they'll walk up there themselves. Because they can walk up the stuff onto it, it's just the spawn locations. We have the same problem when you're spawning in like sea chests and things. If you put it in the second story of a building, it doesn't know what to do with it. I hope everyone has a great Christmas. Thanks, Wooly, and welcome. How are you feeling today? You feeling any better? So I was looking through my event diary. My next event is in February. I'm doing a capture the flag event in February. Though I'm going to try and get at least one event in January to be done. Once we get through the next few days and people start publicising events again. As long as it's something that's got PvP in it and isn't just... It has to fit into me. It has to be something I would enjoy doing. There's no point trying an event that I would hate. That's okay, Wooly. I'm glad. It's not a good time of the year to feel ill. I'll let you into a little secret. I hate Christmas, so I always feel terrible over Christmas. Can't stand this time of the year. But you make an effort. Right, how far are we from home? Miles still. But we're getting there. But my character's doing alright. Been alive for a week so far. Pretty good for me. Seeing I take stupid risks all the time. Could do with swapping our shoot me mask for something a bit more camouflaged. But we need the heat. I get that. So my father died just after Christmas. Back in 92, 93. And it's really hard to some years to deal with. I was but a young goblin when Dad passed. I was training for an operational deployment. Came home, did compassionate leave, put Dad to rest, went back, went operational. So I've probably never really got a chance to mourn, and I've been mourning probably ever since, let's be honest about it. But that's alright, it's life. Things are sent to try us. So I bought myself a Christmas present today. I bought myself another 32 gigs of RAM. Gets here Friday. Along with 2 more fans for my PC that will sit in the bottom of the case and push cold air upwards over all the components. I got an Allen key so I can make my 3rd monitor higher. And I bought a stand for my mobile, of all things. I'm moving to the kitchen until Christmas dinner. I will back to the other room where I have a bit more room. I had to go and see my housemate today, the one that's still here over Christmas. The others have gone home to family. And he's always telling me off for my poor diet because everything I eat gets pinged out of the microwave or bought from the shop. I'm like, oh, I'll have a meal deal. Oh, I'll go and get something to ping. That's my life. Occasionally I might put an oven on. And I had to go and tell him, come and meet. And I was like, why? I said, look, real food. I bought real food for Christmas Day. He's like, whoa, vegetables? Certainly not. I wouldn't go that real. I wouldn't say the takeover. So I've got 32 gigs of DDR5 at the moment. I'm going to go to 64. The more video editing work I do, the more it takes, the slower it is because of I've only got 32 gigs of RAM and I'm editing 4K content. So going to 64 makes sense. And I wanted to get myself a Christmas present. So at least I felt I had something. And DDR5 RAM is reasonably priced at the moment. And the fans I've been promising myself for a while. They'll sit in the base of my case, as I said, and push air directly up through the case and then straight out the top through the extraction fans at the top. So it will keep things cooler. See, we've got no space for loot, and we're still gonna have a look. We'll use that special method of getting down ladders where you don't have any shock damage. Ham cooked in cola before baking. That sounds divine. I'll get up in the morning. I work out that probably I'll be the first to start cooking because I'll be awake before everybody else. So I'll probably cook my dinner and have it about 11 o'clock. But it's a Christmas dinner, so I'll cook a roast. I'll eat at 11. I'll then eat again at 1. I'll then take stuff down in the evening and throw what's left into a frying pan and eat again in the evening. And then I'll spend the whole of Boxing Day wishing I hadn't. But I realise the only thing that's going to take time for me is the actual meat. The rest of it's pretty quick. Right, roast potatoes don't take any time, do they? Pigs in blankets don't take that much time. John will tell me off again. My fake Yorkshire pudding will take a few minutes. Gravy, well, I've just got to boil a kettle, haven't I? Let's be honest, because I'm gravy granuling it. John's telling me off again. I can feel it. And then Boxing Day morning, I'll get up and on the server, we'll get rid of the Christmas stuff. Christmas hats and beards will be gone, and the trader will revert to being a normal trader at last. Tomorrow, if anybody is on the server, there will be... The trader will have a present for people that will only cost 1 ruble each. Because I can't put things for free on there. So for Christmas Day itself, if you go to the trader, there will be a present. It will say present, and there'll be a list of items that cost 1 ruble each. If I didn't play the server, I would fly around to everyone's bases and drop presents off. But I play the server, so that's not fair to do that. Exactly. It's going to take 2 hours to cook the meat, and an hour to cook the roasties, and about half an hour to cook everything else. Apart from the Yorkshire puddings, which will take 10 minutes. So stick the meat in, come back in an hour, stick the potatoes in, come back in 45 minutes, stick everything else in. Oh, sorry, the other bits and pieces that can go at that time. Check the meat at the 2 hour point. Should be alright, should be good to go. If it isn't, give it an extra 10 minutes and test again. I'm old school, so no temperature gauge. I'll whack a fucking fork into it and see what happens with the juices. If I'm not 100% sure, I'll cut a hole through the middle of it and see if it's pink inside. Everything I've bought to cook comes in their own tinfoil tray, so they'll just whack the tinfoil trays inside the oven, inside an oven dish. Minimise washing up. And probably knowing me, I'll eat most things out the tinfoil trays, because who cares? And then I've got some Tupperware containers, so I can carve what's left of the meat and the potatoes and throw them in a Tupperware container and stick them in my fridge. And then I can eat stuff cold over the next few days. It's a turkey, pre-stuffed turkey crown. I don't know. It's got the timings on it and wrapped in bacon. Cost me enough. I didn't, but... Yeah, I need another disappearing cake. Yes. But where I live, there's a 24-hour garage service station just around the corner. And they're open over Christmas Day, 24 hours. And they've got cake in there. Exactly. Won't die from eating hot food. And it'll do me good to have one day of the year where I have something nice to eat. I'm quite looking forward to it. Secretly. It's gas. But when you remember that my standard cooking method is 200 for half an hour. When it comes to doing a roast, I'm a bit out of practice. This will be my first roast I've cooked in, or probably the first time I've used a cooker for anything more than oven chips in 3 years. Did I have a roast last year? Probably not, actually, did I? No. 2 years ago, I had a... When I lived in the old place, I had a roast last. I've had roast since, but had them out on the ground, gone out and bought it. But this year, yesterday, I was like, I am going to have a Christmas dinner. Oh, and then I've got a microwavable Christmas pudding. One of the little baby ones to have afterwards. But I'll probably have that tomorrow evening with a little bit of cream on top. Maybe a little bottle of brandy thrown in, because I don't like the taste of brandy, but you're sort of meant to like Christmas puddings on fire, aren't you? But it'll be okay. Nearly home. Must be. Yeah, we are. Drop supplies off. Have a fire. Repair clothing. And then off to the submarine pens. Okay, thank you. So about 2 hours and then check it. Excellent. All these gas marks. That sounds like magic. This is me we're talking about. It's like, turn it up to there. That looks about right. Throw the food in. Yeah. The potatoes are already pre-coated in goose fat, ready to go. Job's a good one. The pigs in blankets are... There's 3 very long pigs with 2 rounds of bacon on each. The turkey has stuffing in the middle, plus I bought 24 stuffing balls as well, because I like stuffing. 4 Yorkshire puddings, though I won't get through all of them tomorrow. But whatever's left over, I'll use over the next few days. You don't have to like pudding. We did growing up. This Christmas will be the second day off I've had in being a chef for 21 years. Yeah, I imagine so. Must be nice to get Christmas Day off when you've always working. One thing I love about my current job is the fact that I get time off that I never used to have. I worked retail for so long, and you'd get Christmas Day off, but that would be it. Right then, leave that behind. We're going to take that one out. We're going to leave behind the Mosin on this run. That stays behind. 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 There's ammo for next door. That mag's going with me. Right. Ammo. Staying behind. Staying behind, that will be used. That needs to be sold at some point. Leave that one behind. That one's coming out of the ground with us. Open that one up. Get that loaded. Once it's had a repair. Not that there's anything left to repair it with, really. Thankfully, I'm self-employed, so I took the week off. That's nice. I've been given. I've got 3 weeks off over Christmas, but I'm lucky. I work for the military, so I realise it's slightly different. That's that one sorted. That one going with us. Rations we need to drop off. That one. That one. That one's going with us. That's going with us. So, AK then, shotgun there. 9mm pistol. Do we have any 9mm ammo left over? A little bit. So let's fill up the mag. It's not, it's 45 ACP, isn't it? There we go. Do we have any spare those? Worn, damaged. Let's put a worn one on. Bit better nick than it was. We've got a spare battery in there, haven't we? Spare battery into there. It's not that much better, but it's slightly better. Right, that can go on there. That's that sorted. Smoke can go with us. It's a good distraction for zombies. We've only got 2 rounds left for the 12 gauge. So we'll drop the 12 gauge off. And we'll take that one instead. Won't that fit? No, you can only carry that in your backpack. That's annoying. But then we can take 15 rounds of that. Okay, that's that sorted. That's that going, that going, that going, that going. They can get dropped off. That's fine. Right, we need a fire before we do anything else. Okay, down to our last axe. So we do have to be looking for various tools. Let's get some bark. And now let's get 1 log. Merry Christmas, Super. All right, so let's cut the log up. matches. There we go, like that. Yes. Yeah, I'm back on GoblinZ again. Yeah. What else do I need? Rations are going with me. Right, then let's sort this loot out. So that's going there, that's going there. That's going there. That, do I have any spare rags? We'll take the 6-pack. Leave the 4 behind. That needs purifying. Purification is there. We're off to fight. We're on a tool hunt, but we're going to go down to the new content I put in today, if we can make it there alive. Have a look at that tonight. That purified. That's purified. That's ready to go. There, there, and another bandage there. That have any water in it? Yes. So in emergency, we've got water there. We don't need the spare battery with us now. Let's stick the MREs there. This emergency fire lighting kit can just sit in there. That's fine. That needs to go away. Okay. Axe certainly not coming with us because we've only got one left. Do I have to leave the stream if I join the server? The official answer is yes. Because otherwise you could see me looking at you through a scope and you'd know that I was about to take the shot. Yeah, it's I understand that people do, but I don't like to encourage stream sniping. It depends what you're going to do. If you're just going to run around and play, but I'm going into freshy areas because I'm making my way down to a certain area where you could be in a freshy area, in which case suddenly if I shoot you, because there are players on the server, and or you shoot me, yeah, there's too much chance of using it to your tactical advantage, if that makes sense. And because we have no way of knowing who players are, and there's more than just me on here at times. And even if there was just me now, that doesn't mean someone else isn't going to come in. So, yeah. Sorry. I understand it's a difficult one. Right, we got that, we got that, we got the pistol ready to go, we've got that ready to go. Right, we need to sleep before we move out, because otherwise we'll be needing to sleep on the way back, and we'll have to sleep in the middle of somewhere that's not safe. So it's better to sleep somewhere where it is safe. And then we're going to go down. So I put new content on today. I put 2 new areas, one in Tissy, one in Northwest Airfield. I put a new trader in, and I put some submarine pens in. So we're going to go and have a look at the submarine pens, if I make it there alive. And we could do with picking up some more tools on the way back through. Maybe look for a code lock and a box of nails. Out to chat. So John, because you're on here all the time, if you see an NBC zombie, be careful. It's the only thing I'm going to say on that one. And I've got another bunker to put on probably tomorrow or Boxing Day, depending on when I finish working on it. But the new bunkers I put on all need swipe cards to get in. But you have a method of getting the swipe cards which is quite close to the bunker entrances at the moment. That will change when I finish my end-game content. Right, so we're going to go... We need to be coming down here, because this is where the submarine pens are. Down here. Below the airfield. So we need to go across to about here. And then drop down through the woods, down to the submarine pens. So that's what today's little bimble's going to be about. Okay, no problem, Super. And thanks for calling in, and thanks for asking. That's loaded. And you, enjoy the server. Enjoy the server. And have a good Christmas. The other mag got more ammo? No. Really happy with new players are coming on. It's awesome. Going to China was such a good idea. This is just one long advert, me streaming this. John, you want to see what I've got planned for helicopters on next wipe? I didn't get it in time for this wipe. We'll still have AI, but AI with enhancements. Yep. It's just people love Cherno. Because it's what most people have played. It used to be all you got with DayZ was Cherno. If you've come from Xbox and PlayStation, it's all you had for a very long time. So people know the map. They know where the whales are. They don't need to pick up a map to know the way around. So they prefer it. Yeah, the AI have had an upgrade. I took them from 50% accuracy up to 75% accuracy. But I've got something else I can do with helicopters. So the AI is spawning on them, that's one thing. But I can also make a secondary event. So the helicopter crashes, and then the secondary event is the AI spawn, and then the third event is a few minutes later. It comes under gas attack as a denial attack from HQ. I'm tempted to give the AI unlimited ammo, because obviously they only have a set amount of rounds and they soon run out. But that's for the future. I mean, I gave him SKSs this wipe to make it harder, but it isn't. Ryan, I was going to guess gas. Yeah. So if I could put explosives onto a position, that would be amazing, but I can't. So gas is the best I can do as a denial of assets. But then I can set the randomizer of how soon after the helicopter crash that the gas will hit. Hi Chuckles, how are you? Chuckles, there's a bit in the community server now on the Discord about what's happening this weekend. And obviously you'll be off for it, so please come along, please take part. And Merry Christmas, Chuckles. Or Happy Christmas, because us over here, this side of the pond, say Merry Christmas, and I believe our American cousins are like, Merry Christmas? What's all that about? Happy Christmas. I get distracted all the time, Chuckles. That's probably... I wouldn't go that far. I look at everything I bring in. I sometimes do laugh to myself and think, oh, that would be fun to try out on the server players. But everything I bring in, I think, will this make it too difficult? So the gas won't, because you don't normally, you're not like stood here and a helicopter lands next to you. You normally hear it land and you run towards it. And by the time you get there, the gas will already be in place. The gas only lasts 20 minutes. But it means you're going to have to kill the AI and hang around for a few more minutes waiting for the gas to go. Which means that other players might appear, which is what we want. We want other players on there to make that PvP happen. And because we're playing on a big map, I'm trying to channel players. So I'm putting things in that have alarms on the doors, or loot is in certain areas. I've split the secondary trader. So the second trader now is where if you've got collectibles for sale, so you want to go and sell pelts or electronic equipment, you need to go and sell it at the other trader, and that's all he buys. So you've got to walk right across the map if you're living at this side of the map. Again, it gives a chance of PvP and encounters. Never said we're bored. And this new trader is a complete and utter bitch. Basically, you've got like that stream, and you have to crawl up the stream to get into the trader. But once you're in there, you then need to find how to get to the trader and find the trader, and that involves climbing over buildings. But I've made the trader lootable, so in there is loot for you. And there's a fireplace. So when you get in there, the trader is somewhere in there that you'll find. But and then you can extract, and there's a couple of ways out. Either the tunnel you came through, or you can jump out, but you don't land on barbed wire. Because you know what my servers are like with barbed wire. Hi Ace, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve. Yeah, Obviously, it's a big map. You probably won't bump into anyone, but you might do. You don't know. But there's always that chance that you're going to have an encounter with a player. And that's what I like. There's a bit of a risk involved still. And I'm streaming it a lot now, but we all know that when Cookie gets back from his holiday and we're back to playing DayZ, I'll be spending less time on here and more time on whichever server we end up playing on. We're probably going to play on the next round on Loaded, on the 3-man. More than likely. We've got an idea of where we want to build a base. Aftermath is far too busy at the moment. And I can't afford to play for priority access each month. And even with priority access on Aftermath, you're waiting like 2 hours to get in some nights. Because there's like 50 of you in the queue that have all got priority access. And I can't do that. That's too much. But we're off now to have a look. Well, the idea is let's go and have a look at the submarine base. And then potentially go and have a look at the new trader. If we're still alive. But I'll leave the bunkers up to you guys to explore. Before we visit the new bunkers. So they're on the airfield. And there's one in Tissy. And they've got loot spawns inside them. And zombies around them. And the zombies around them have at the moment, the swipe cards to allow you to get into the bunkers. Once I bring my endgame content in, the zombies that have the swipe cards won't be around the bunker door anymore. For obvious reasons, because I want players to go somewhere else to get the swipe cards to then make their way somewhere else. Yeah? It's all about channeling players, sending them off on an adventure. So, at the moment we're looking at probably having the zombies that have the swipe cards on Northeast Airfield. That will get you inside a bunker, which will get you one item. Then you'll need to go and get another swipe card to get inside the other bunker to get another item. And then you need to go and get another swipe card to get in the third bunker to get the other items. Got a Goblin question. Can you still refill combat gas masks? You can, the filters, I believe. I don't know is the answer. I have no idea. But you can make an improvised filter using a bottle and charcoal. Is it 12 charcoal tablets and a plastic bottle? Will make you an improvised one. But you need on this server a full NBC suit. And you're probably going to need, let's be honest, to repair it. Because my stuff spawns in damage. So you're going to need tape. But we're going to stick in, when we build endgame, one of the endgame bunkers will have a full set of pristine CBRN NBC clothing. And a filter in it. So there'll be a route then of getting a full set as a wanna. And I've still got to build some caves for you guys for not this wipe, but next wipe. I want to put caves on here, but I'm going to have to build them myself because the cave mod doesn't work with 1.26. Puts them all underground. So I'm going to have to physically build the caves myself. I know caves should be underground, but like really underground, and they just don't work. They are. Chuckles. Chuckles is answering you. I'm not sure. I don't go into NBC zones. Cookie's your man for asking that question. I'm more likely to sit outside an NBC zone and wait for somebody to come out and shoot them in the head and steal whatever they picked up out of there. But I would expect players on Goblin to build maybe a 1x1 box with a code lock outside of an NBC zone. Put in there a couple of barrels, one for a fire and a second barrel that they fill with clothing and filters and meds. Gives them an easy way of getting in and out. But also expect to be raided if somebody finds it. Because in those zones you're likely to find satchel charges. So if I was going into a zone and I found someone had built a box observing that zone, I'd go into the zone, bring a satchel charge out and blow their door straight off and steal everything. Evil Goblin, don't you know it's Christmas? Ah, he's not evil. He's just a little bit playful. Playful Goblin. Playful. How are we doing on? Oh, we're getting there. About halfway there. I just want to see how the zombies work on it. Because obviously, that's new to me. I also need to look at extending the time that survivor missions last. I haven't done that yet. I want to make survivor missions, rather than be 45 minutes, be like 2 hours long. To give people a chance. Because in 2 hours you can, in an hour and 20 you can move right across the map, hour and a half. So 2 hours you could, and then you could, if people base themselves around Altar, waited for a mission to come in, they could get there in half an hour, do the mission and extract. I'm just going to open a can a second, guys. Yeah, I don't know whether I can make them last longer. I've no idea. Because it's the survivor missions are written in C. So, and what I know about programming, I could write on a postage stamp. But if I look at the file and it makes sense that mission time equals seconds, then I would be happy to try mission times equals take 3 hours, divide by whatever to make it into seconds and up it to that and see if that works. But it's still not an issue, is it? You hold down shift, you run like I am now, you wait for it to go gadunch and walk for a little while. They are gadunch. It starts to come back up. I'm still holding shift down and now I'm running again. Still holding shift down. I'm going to walk and then run, then walk, then run. But a lot about survivor missions is choosing where you live, because if you lived in the middle of the map, it's going to be easier to get to all the survivor missions. Whereas if you live on the left or the right or up or down of the map, it's going to be harder. Probably the easiest missions to do are not the survivor, it's going to the other ones. Yomping, yep. Tabbing, but I get what you're saying. I'm not going to react to the yomping word. I was never a Marine. We tab in the army. It's a tactical advance to battle, not the yomp. But we're not going to react today. We're going to be nice. Good, kind goblin, because it's Christmas. And at some point over Christmas or New Year, I need to do my yearly stream with a webcam on. That we do just once in a while. It doesn't happen very often, but at some point we will. Ugh. That's alright, John. Everyone calls it yomping because the Marines push their words. And if you're Navy or Marine, it would be yomping. If you're Army, it's tabbing. If you're RAF, it's sleeping in a hotel. Okay, we can start pushing now for the actual location. Just miss out the town. Been a minute. Have you grown whiskers? At the moment, I had a shave last week. I went to visit my mum. So Friday I shaved, Friday morning. I'll always shave before I go on stream because otherwise I look like Father Christmas. Because whereas when I was but a young goblin, I had brown hair. As a slightly older goblin, I have white hair. And when I go on leave in the summer and normally go out for my one night of the year that I go out drinking, I have brown hair again. The special fairies visit with hair dye, and mysteriously my hair changes colour. Yeah, so, but I started going grey at 23, 24, and up until 6 years ago, I dyed my hair every week. 7 years ago, 7 years ago. Yeah, dyed my hair weekly. And it was only really when I went into this job that I made it just when I was on leave. If I was going out, in the same way that I didn't wear glasses until my early 40s. On a night out, I leave my glasses at home and just make do. Oh yeah, used to be heavy on the used to be a ginger beard. Yeah. I would prefer to be bald. I really would. It's really weird. I run all over the map and I don't care about what's happening as soon as I get into Freshiesville. Because Freshies don't have anything to lose. I'm always more worried being down here than anywhere else. But my hair is haircut once a month, and I have it grade 3 in winter and grade 2 all over in summer. Because that's what I've been doing for so long now. Oh, Discord just had a heart attack. Went down for a second and back up again. Right, let's go and see this new content. I think you'll like it, guys. Well, I hope you'll like it. Something different. Yeah. I'm gonna miss this town. How's our footwear? Okay. This town's a bitch. If someone's living up there, they can snipe straight down into that airfield. Fucking thing. I'm on a mission, Ace, to go and see something new. Santa beard, we can sell that later if we make it there. Box of 76254, we'll have that. So we've been coming here on purpose, Ace, because I put new content on the server today and I want to show some of it off. But rather than fly around the map and show it off, I'd rather run there and do it properly. So I put 4 new things on the server. A new trader inside a bitch of a military camp to get in and out of. A submarine pens, which we're going down to now. And 2 new bunker style loot rooms that need swipe cards to get in and out of them. Always check in case someone's left stuff in the barrel, because barrels have a good lifetime on servers, so players do use them. Just throw things inside a barrel while they're building up their loot supplies. So John, because you're after NBC, you'll find a lot of NBC in Tissy. We're nearly at the submarine pens. Now this is not stuff that I've designed, this is someone else's mod where I've taken the data and put it onto our server. As with most of our stuff, that's what I'm using, is other people's work, because they make it freely available and you take the file and then you load it onto your own server. I would not have the time to design this sort of thing. Why am I holding that in my hand? Good evening. Right, into the submarine pens. Don't want to fall down there, guys, believe me. That'll be an F11 moment. My wife rolls a cigarette, we will call it. Okay. Here's the new submarine pens, guys. Some nice freshy loot down here if you spawn down this area. And because it's 12 years after the end of the world, lots of shit growing on everything. This is added content, yeah. This ain't normal DayZ. There's your subs. So all I've done is I've put in other people's content, but it's in fitting, and it's freshy loot, so it's fine. It's quite nice. So there's no reason to come here when you're fully geared, but if you die and you're down this area of the map, this is worth visiting. You can get up there. You could live up there if you wanted to. But it's not gonna, it's gonna be pistoly boots, maybe a pistol, battle vests type stuff. But it's here, and it's something new for you guys to explore when you die. Or later on, I might put a mission in here for a reason to come here. The fact that that's spawned in dead already tells me someone's been down here already and swapped their clothes over. Yeah, see, basic combat helmet, nothing. This is not tier 4. But fresh spawn near the prison. You know, it's not a bad location to come and get geared up. But I can't get zombies in here because it's not really here, if that makes sense. It's over water. So zombies won't work on here. Don't want to fall down there. But once I start building the end game, some of these locations might be used more for it. Right, next stop, the new trader. No, so the way Zeds work is when you spawn Zeds in, you give a X and Y coordinate, which gives a location to put them. But it doesn't allow for height. And the game doesn't think this is here, because this is not normally here. So it would put them on the seabed. So to get zombies to spawn on this sort of stuff is really difficult and way over my level of understanding. It is possible using like a third-party mod to do it, but I can't do it. So I tend to use, and we haven't used it at the moment, but in the past on things like this, I put AI in because, or a heli crash, because then the heli will fall until it hits the ground rather than as a spawn point. So unfortunately, I can't put zombies in here. Other places, I can. Nice though, isn't it? The new trader is different. The new trader has zombies inside it. Or within the area of it. And anything I put in that's not out to sea, we can have zombies in. Or not in the air. Which is why we've done less out to sea stuff this time. I put a lot of zombies at the entrance though. Fucking shed loads of them. So we might have to do a bit of Skyrim to extract. Seeing we don't have any 9mm ammo left. But this is more Freshyville. Fresh spawn. need some basic weaponry, or you want to build a base somewhere. So now we're going to go and visit the new trader and sell our Santa's beard, wherever it ended up to. Did I just throw it away like a stupid goblin? Maybe I did. Yeah, but how many of them would also blow up? I've got to try what I want to do is try a mechanic is, this is not me putting it in. I want to try this mechanic to see if it works. Whether I could use a zombie death to call a bear. So whether you could, zombie dies and then a bear spawns in. That would be amazing to play with. So it's coming to eat the body. It's under the sawn off shotty. It's invisible. Okay, is it one of those when it's the wrong way round? Thank you. So the new trader is there. Okay, Ace. I hope you can make it in. Yeah, I mean, I can't guarantee it would work, but it's something I need to test. But then I just put it on one zombie. Or one type of zombie. You might have the military officer having a bear call on him. Would be a way of doing it. But I don't know whether it can be done. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning how to manipulate the code. For the new bunkers that I put in today, one in Tissy and one in Northwest Airfield, I had to build vents to bring the zombies inside them. So I've learnt now how to make vents. So I'm still learning how code works and how I can manipulate it. I love that. It's just that we're low tier down here. But if we can... I've got some ideas for that place. I might be able to get better quality weapon in there. So, in DayZ Editor, you've got the weapon racks that you can actually physically put weapons on. And if you don't choose the prop weapons, but choose the real weapons and put them on there, then that spawns in every restart weapons that can actually be picked up. So we could have a room in there that had weapon racks inside it and some low tier weapons on them. With a table with some mags lying on it and a couple of boxes of ammo lying around the place. So, but it would only every restart, server restart, would it restock it. So that's one thing we could do. Time delays are a difficulty for me. I can do it with the gas on helicopters. But only because it seems to do it automatically. It seems to be a X amount of time after the heli crash that it spawns it. But I'm self-taught. That's half the problem. There's me going, let's try this out. One of the things I need to do this leave is I swapped some DDR4 for a laptop with somebody at work. So I've got a Windows 10 shit laptop here, but it will run DayZ. And what I need to do is format it, stick on a fresh copy of 10, install DayZ onto it, and use that as a way of testing mods. You know, put this build on, but allow me just to play with stuff on there and see if it works without having to test it on here first. And it would be a really nice way of doing that. Will also mean that mysteriously it has GeForce. I'll have that GeForce service that allows you to stream gaming, and then I'll have to take the laptop to work with me for monitoring the server support. That's the word I'm looking for, isn't it, guys? Oh, we're going to need a fire. I mean, the spawn location follows you until spawn time. Yeah. Might be possible. We'll have to have a play at some point. Yeah, that's the one, Chuckles. Yeah. I can only imagine that you work for some sort of UK PLC internet type thing. Don't actually need to know though. I work for the United Kingdom Ministry of Defence. Don't mind people knowing that, it's not a problem. I'm a civilian. I work in logistics. Ooh, that's massive. And bloody heavy. So I need to go to there. Is that where the re-entry is? No, there. And then follow up the river. But what we have at work is we have two internets. We have work internet, and then we have a secondary internet for people that live on base, which I'm allowed access to. And the secondary internet you can use for gaming and surfing the net and watching Netflix and all that sort of stuff. So if I have my own laptop with me and I connect it to the secondary internet, then I can use it for that. And then during my lunch break, we can provide support to the server. Yes, it's expansions version of it. It's quite nice, isn't it? The only thing, it doesn't show rivers, but it is really nice. And obviously any new content I put in here isn't showing. There is a way of getting it on here, I just don't know how. But it is nice. I love the fact that this patch for the late winter, early fall, late fall, early winter, gives us snow cam nets as well. I love the fact that it's done that. The guy that wrote this really thought about it. When we switch to summer in 5 weeks' time, then it will switch back to the same map, but it will have the rivers on it. I think it's just because it's the winter wipe. That'll do. Evil goblin. How many people just light a fire without thinking about what's inside it? We just had a fire, John. We're making our way now to the trader, so you can see the new what a nightmare the new trader is. And evil goblin appeared. I put a gas canister, John, inside a fireplace for safekeeping. Yes. Very, very goblin. Landmines, bear traps, tripwires with grenades on them. Sort of thing that Goblin does. If I find a landmine, I never take it home. Deploy it straight away and shut a door on top of it. Someone else's problem to worry about. In all honesty, you should take them home and deploy them around your base. I haven't, but German Krampus Christmas Goblin. My German is limited. But by all means, explain. How long would it say spawned asking for a friend? So, whatever the vanilla settings are for landmines. I don't set them any higher than that. If they're under yours or someone else's flag, they'll last as long as the flag stays up. I'm sure you all know how to put a flag in someone else's territory, don't you? So it's not how you put a landmine in someone else's territory. This server, you can deploy landmines in enemy territory. A lot of servers won't allow you to. Who knows why? But what you can then do is if you drop it on the floor where you want to deploy it and then lie down next to it, you can arm it and then run away. A great half goat, half man, torture loving demon acts as St. Nicholas' evil other half. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, have to be called that. So I'm Evil Father Christmas. So where the film The Grinch came from then, yeah? I love all that folklore-y stuff. Cookie and I last Friday, no, Thursday or Friday, we did a run on a server off stream, and we ran into a military VMC, and I was looting up and I heard a massive explosion. I'm like, Cookie, all right? No, I'm dead. And someone had inside VMC had put tripwires behind all the doors with grenades on them, and as you were opening doors, they were getting grenaded. Not likely to, Chuckles. I'm not it's not likely to happen. And if you can always talk to me about it off stream, but I won't discuss it on stream because it's it's someone else's server. Anyway, tomorrow, Rudolph's friends turn up. I mean, Rudolph's living on the server, and his friend, the goat with the evil eyes, turns up for until New Year's Eve. You know the one we normally get at Halloween. He'll be here. Yes, it's not me, Chuckles. I can't discuss it here. It's not the right thing to do. Just because I wouldn't, being cryptic here, just because I wouldn't play a server and it's not my sort of thing, that doesn't mean that it's not great for other people. But it's not my sort of thing. I'm very wary of putting things on for the server that I don't like playing supernatural stuff on servers. Which is why we don't really have Namausk or Deer Isle. I think DayZ should be what we've got now, which is infected zombies that have been staggering around for 12 years and players. I'm not overly into monsters. Heli crash. Be up there, same as it was last time. So, and this is very me, because tomorrow obviously every server in DayZ will have Christmas trees up, and I'm more likely to deploy the bonfires tomorrow, make it a pagan holiday again. Sorry for anybody out there that's a Christian, it's a game. I just don't think that we should, yeah. Politics and religion divides us, gaming unites us. So let's get off that subject. Now hopefully the bunkers that I put on Northwest Airfield, and I haven't tested this yet, actually have smoke coming out of them. Because I was building particle effects. Dinner. I realise that. Can you put hunting scope on the BK? Don't know. I don't have any scope mods on here, so probably not. I'd like to in the future run something with a scope mod, but I wanted to do it this time, but I sort of ran out of time. I wanted to put advanced scopes on. Because if you put advanced scopes on, you take off normal scopes. But you can put a scope on the Blaze, which is a brake barrel. So, in the real world, it would depend where the scope is mounted, wouldn't it? If it was mounted on the barrel, then yes, because you can still brake. But if it's mounted on the working parts, then no, because the barrel would hit it. Is that really a BK? But then it's sawn off, so it doesn't show anything now. Yeah, so I don't know is the answer. I'd need to have, yeah, next wipe, so 11 weeks time, I would like to have advanced scopes on the server. So then we get scope mounts, and any scope will fit any weapon as long as you've got the correct mount on it. So you get a Russian mount, and you get a hunting mount, and you get a NATO mount, and then any scope will fit those mounts. So it's the mount that you get for the weapon, and then the scope just fits the mount. So then you can stick, because in the real world, if this was the end of the world and you found a scope and you had a weapon, you'd probably tape it on using some duct tape. Yeah, so that there is a 7.62. So that's my 7.62 sawn off. But because it's sawn off, it doesn't have the mountings anymore. So it doesn't like show down here what you can add. Let's do some running. Do some running. Not a lot of running though, because we're got too much weight. We missed Mr. Deer. That might have been Rudolph. Okay. So the answer to that is no then. We should actually add a link to the wiki on the Discord, shouldn't I? Should think about it at least. So if we make it to this new trader, which we should do tonight, you'll see the new hell of the trader that I've built. Depending if we bump into a bear, realistically. If we're dumping into a bear, we're fucked. Let's be honest about this. How's our footwear? Warm. Okay. I know we need another fire, but I'm thinking we could do a fire in Trader, because it's probably the safest place to do it, as bad as that sounds, because there's only one way in. So as long as we clear the Trader and we cover the way in, it probably makes the most sense. And remember, this is a trader now you'll have to go to if you want to sell collectibles. And this is for the rest of wipe. As I've said, next wipe, so 11 weeks time, we will have probably 3 trader locations with a couple of traders in each to make people move through around the map a lot if they're using traders. So I've just got a message to check. Thank you. So, yeah. So, we'll so, yeah. And then we'll... I like the... yeah, no, I've seen. So, thank you. And I'll find a way of integrating it in somehow. There is a way of doing it, isn't there? I can't... I haven't learned. I'm not brilliant on Discord, as you would know by now. I'm a weird nerd. I'm alright on a PC. I'm shit on a mobile. People go, oh, you're good on computers. Can you help me on my phone? No. That's not going to work for me. I'm awful on mobiles. And Discord is a weird thing that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Now, we are seriously in bear country. And arguably train country as well. And train spawns aren't a bad thing because they're an event. So we're going to move across, not that far from Trader, and then we'll make our way home looting as we go. As I said, I'm not going to visit Northwest or Tissy. Oh, fucking buggery bugger. Right, stay on the ground. I never knew that. Come on, puppies. Come to Uncle Goblin. Get on the ground so they can pathfind to me. It's actually Discord, isn't it? The controller share is now owned by Sony. Where are you, puppies? Here they come. Still got ammo left on that? Yeah, good. My first lot of puppies on the server. At least it was puppies and not a bear. Right, we need to gather. We won't be able to have a fire inside the... We might be able to have a fire inside. There's no guarantee. Might be a problem having a fire in there. Because of the way in. We're about to find out. You guys are gonna... You're gonna call me evil goblin for this trader. You worry about the other one getting shot. At least you can get in easily and get out easily. This is a... If you want to sell collectibles, you have to work for it, trader. Yes. Oh, there's reports that something's happening on northeast airfield, guys. Yeah. You always thank Botrix, don't you? So kind of you. How far is it? Not far. So we're here. Trader is here. Oh, cheese spread it is then. Yeah. A northeast airfield is there. Yeah, it's a long way away from me, but I don't... I know what's on there, so I don't need to show it off. There's always some surprises for you guys. Now, we went to the submarine base because it was low tier, but you can see how useful it might be if you spawn in down there. Just being able to get a pair of boots or a vest, and once I get some weapons in there, we'll get some low tier submachine guns in there and mags. I think I can find a way of putting them in. I'll stick a couple of weapon racks inside with some weapons for you to collect. So there's the trader ahead of us. The new trader. The Livonia Tower. So this is meant to be used as a military camp. I don't think anyone would ever think of using this as a trader. Apart from Goblin. but it's such a nicely designed mod that I had to have it on here. So I put the red markers up in the sky so you can see them from anywhere on the map. So that's the traders. The trader ones are always higher. They're not ones that I've placed. It just means that then you can always see it wherever you are on the map. You can see the marker. The two traders are red. And if we were closer to that trader, that would be in the sky as well. But that's at 600 meters. This one I've dropped to 300, but still. So as I said, there is only one way into this, up the river. This is the way into the trader. Okay, I don't know is the answer to that question. High critical. Haha. Not a bad scope on this one. So this is a nightmare trader, guys. Now. And the amount of zombies that are outside waiting for me to leave. And there's every angle that you could be shot from. Fuck. We need ammo. And food. Wrong type of ammo. And meds. Come on, give me some streamer loot. I need some food, game. BD John, that's me, guys. I've got to be up early tomorrow for work, unfortunately, only a few hours, thank goodness. So see you all perhaps for the community event on the 27th. Thank you for being here, that's massively appreciated. Have a good day tomorrow. Sorry that you've got to work, but thank you for being here. Thanks for the interaction and chats, love it. It's been a good run. John, they've all hidden the food from me. So we need food. Our best shout's going to be the military camp down here. For a pack of MREs. There. That's going to be our best shout, I reckon. No. There. For MREs. That's the best shout for MREs there. Right then, let's give it a go. Merry Christmas to you and Looting Goblin. Have a lovely day tomorrow, mate, whatever you're doing. And official, even some chuckles. Have a wonderful time. BD out. So we're going to push for this and hope that we can get a set of MREs off it. Because we don't have a fishing kit with us. We're not finding clothing up here. We're running low on useful ammo. Luckily we found the SSG. And yes, I could switch that ammo across to the AK. But actually the SSG might save our life if we see a deer. Otherwise it's a long walk home with no calories. Always take a spare map. Never know when it might be useful. Yeah, I know you got a cold, mate. I think not going to help this character's chance of survival at all. But if we don't find rations in here, it's been a good life. Yeah. I hope you like that little nightmare trader for collectibles. Easy way out. A lot of zombies with you though. I love the fact that as players we have to make choices about how much empty space we've got to loot based upon the survival gear we need to take with us on every trip. And it's like you end up with enough space for maybe a rifle, a bit of ammo and a knife, because you have to carry survival gear. Sawn off python might save our lives now. We're looking for a ration pack. Can't use a knife anymore. We'll need to light a fire. This is not looking good. I hope that you do have a little bit less luck on here, because that's what my aim is for all the time. I don't want this to be too easy, obviously. Shit, two of them. Yeah, that's what it's about. It's the struggle and just staying alive at times. That chicken, those 3 bones is another knife. The 3 bits of chicken breast boiled in the cooker I'm carrying with me will give me hydration and food. If I can do it somewhere where there's no wind and rain, I might warm up a little bit as well. But that chicken was a godsend. There's no point going through that lot, because what you're going to get out of there, a pack of peanuts if you're lucky. Yeah. And I only use it in dire emergency. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, boiled meat gives hydration and food, so it's well worth it. But this is my emergency pot. You don't get a lot of food off chicken. Whew. We might have survived to fight another day. Saw the other guy who was pondering on the 2025 content, sadly did not speculate on any food changes. We're going to get more survival stuff. It's the direction they're taking the game, which is not a bad thing. Hopefully they sold enough copies of Sakal for the powers that be to continue supporting. Because that's what it basically comes down to. VSS, AS found VSS are interchangeable, aren't they? 9 times 39, 9 times 39. Yes, we'll bin that one off. Yeah, this is probably not the place to sleep. I'm just freeing up space. I want to keep the AK mags because that ammo's quite findable. Oh, it does what it does, doesn't it? Every fucking time. That stupid wallet. Yeah, but that's BI that has to make that decision. But I imagine it will do. Also, Reforger has sold 1 million copies. That will up it for them, which is not a bad thing. Right, that's that ready to go. Where's my Puri tabs? There, because we need to fill up our water bottle before we do anything else. Take a spare battery. We might be lucky one day and find MVGs. Puri tabs. Okay, that's that sorted. Now we're going to need a fire to stay warm, but at least... So, we're still going to push down to the military, because if we find rations, that'll make our life a lot safer. Did you know we have our own PC server? Oh, sorry. Yeah, he rattled off the numbers. Yeah. So, I thought, who was Botrix for a moment? We all know who Botrix is. My little friend. Yeah, that food didn't last very long, did it? But we've got 3/4 of a mag of AK. We need a fire. That's the next thing we need. I mean, I've got Reforger. It's not a bad game. The Reforger mod builder and editor is massively, massively easy to use. I could write mods in Reforger. We could all design maps in Reforger. It's painting maps by numbers. And that is the future. That's when you go full infusion, what the future is for us. But rather than the 50-50 split we have now. But we're not going to get full infusion until Armour 4's dropped. And once Armour 4's come out on infusion, then we'll more than likely get the port to full infusion. But infusion also mod updates are just, oh, it's a different world. So say you're on this map now and there was a mod update dropped and you were trying to join, you wouldn't be able to join because the server isn't updated. Or if you've got the mod and the server hasn't updated, you can't join because the server, you've got the later version. It's just a nightmare. With Reforger, it updates the server without having to switch the server off, and all the players that are running around on the map at the time get the mod update. It just works. That's infusion. That's why we want it. Yeah, military spawns only on my server for MREs, but military anywhere. And there's 20 different MREs, and they'll spawn in tier 1 to tier 4 plus gas zones. It'll spawn one at a time, working through the whole 20. So you might find 2 next to each other, you might find none. And then when one's been picked up, it'll wait 25 minutes before it spawns a replacement one in. So they are all over the map, which is nice. Yeah, infusion engines, brilliant. So that's for making maps, you literally go in and go, I want to build a map here, I want to put a building here, I want to do that there, I want to put some road there, and I want to test it. And you're in there testing it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Save, upload, you've got the map. I mean, I'll buy Armour 4. I own Armour 3, don't really play it, but I'll buy it because they're the games that I'll support BI with. Their Space Colony Simulator, I'm not overly interested in, or whatever it's called. Yeah, my guess would be 26 Armour 4, 27 DayZ rebuild and resold to us. That would be my guess. Next gen DayZ, whatever they decide to call it, but it will be a paid product. They are a company, they do need to make money. Yeah. They might call it DayZ Infusion or DayZ 2 or whatever they do to get around the problem of people going, oh, it's just a fucking update. But the bottom line will be, they'll want to sell it to us at 40 quid a pop. Or 40 bucks a pop. You know. But if it's full infusion, and the old version of DayZ on community servers will be supported forever. But only on community. Like the same now that you can dive on and play Armour 2 on community servers if you wish to. But the ones of us that are into DayZ will buy the new version. And it will be next gen console only. I can't see it coming to the old gen. But I might be wrong. Hey, I have been in the past. I will be in the future. Yeah, very much so. And whenever I ask, so there's a bit of software out there called VBS, Virtual Battle Simulator, which if you go back in time, back to the days of Armour 2. So Armour 2 came out and the US Marine Corps asked BI to make a military version of Armour 2 that could be used for training of soldiers or Marines, which they did. And that then became a fork of the Armour 2 code and became VBS. VBS is now no longer owned by BI. DayZ is a port of Armour, right? That's correct. Ish. Yeah. Yeah. That's correct. So the other fork in the track was VBS and Armour. VBS became the military simulation side. At work, I look after or work with the military simulation side of Armour. So VBS. Separate company, same code. Chernarus is in the map. It uses the same map files. It uses the same buildings in some locations. But things are different. There's no zombies, obviously, and we have real world weaponry in there. But in game form. So whenever I go up to a VBS conference and they've got and you have time with the team that design it, I'm always asking about DayZ, and they're always telling me we're separate companies. I'm like, yeah, of course you are. You drink with them, though, don't you? Oh yeah, we still drink together. So when's what we getting in DayZ in the next patch? We couldn't possibly tell you. Yeah, you could. So yeah, if you look up, give me a second. Let me just get into a bit of cover because there's YouTube videos on VBS. So I can send you, give you a link to that. So that's VBS, that link is for, which is the military version of Armour. Armour on steroids. So one of the things we had in VBS 4 4 years ago was snow. That when you lit a fire, it melted. And we all signed non-disclosure agreements until it came out, and we were showing it all, and we couldn't speak about it until it actually came out, till we saw it pre-beta. 4 years later, roughly, it appears in DayZ. Okay, that chicken didn't last. Off to that farm it is. So now we're never going to make it there. So we're going to delete the marker. So if we die, we don't have stupid markers on the map we don't need. And we're going to search this farm. And hope to get some food. Or a piece of rope. And that is using a far more advanced version of Armour, their own engine. So with VBS, you can put Unreal Engine assets into it. You can put Infusion assets into it. You can put BI assets into it. You can put what's the other game engine, whatever it's called. Those assets go into it, and it understands what to do with it. I also have a VBS license for home use, but I'm not allowed to show it. So I have VBS on my machine here. It's a 1 terabyte download. A few. I actually have an NDA signed at the moment within the gaming world, within the normal gaming world for a game. There are more, yes. But they're not, but I can't guarantee it will come to DayZ, but I imagine it probably would, based upon how it would fit in. is beginning to feel a lot like this was a really nice life. So 6 pieces of rag would do it, wouldn't it? So 12 pieces of rag would do the job. So we need another 6 locks of rag, and then we can make a fishing rod. And then we just need a fire to stay warm long enough to get us to fishing. This might be a challenge. They joke that I eat crayons because I'm ex-infantry. So I work now for a cavalry unit, so tanks. But whenever I turn my back, there's a pack of crayons on my desk because I'm ex-infantry. It's quite funny, really. We're saved. Now we need a fire. The jock, that's what the English guy call us Scots. I don't think I would. It's not me. I don't think I've ever referred to the Scots as jocks. Right, we need heat. And we need a lot of heat. So I need a proper fireplace. Where am I? Where am I? I am up there. Where's going to be a safe place to cook? Not here. There. No, didn't mean to do that. Create. Map. Drag. Why did it not appear, you stupid goblin? Make 3D marker. Update. Okay. Right then. So we need 2 bits of bark. Crayon eater or mine detector. Mine detector. That I find amusing. Give me some dark bark. I know you're hungry, goblin. I know you're ill. Right, that's that sorted. Now I need... We need to get there, then get a stick. We need the heat to keep us alive while we're waiting for the spaghetti to defrost. So we need a proper fireplace because we'll get better heat off it and we can rest the can on it. That ice pick may be my favourite new item. Yeah, I brought it across from Sakao. Because, hey, why ever not? We're running a snow map. Why would I not bring across Sakao's stuff? Sun setting as well. Second tin of food. Fucking ideal. I know, they're doing the right thing, aren't they? We might just do this. I know. They all want a fix like yesterday. of everything working fully 100%. They just don't get that it's an ongoing. We don't play the game for it to be 100% right. We just play it because we love the universe they've made for us. And this is a good example of why the Chads hate DayZ and play just high quality PvP servers and none of this survival stuff. Because who would really want to go through this? We will be sleeping next to the fire now because we want to get that boost to, well, not right next to the fire because it'd be too warm, but we want to get that boost to our healing. Because we'll go up quicker because we're sleeping. Not sure you know, you can wear 2 shamags. I didn't know that. One hand wrapped and the second a scarf. The pink makes you look quite happy. No, I didn't know that. We were so lucky with those 2 cans of spaghetti. So lucky. That's streamer luck all over it. Real life cough. No, I'm just feeling what I described as having a bit of a frog in my throat at the moment. But it's that time of the year. I've probably been vaping too much because I've been on leave. Right then. So, delete that one. We have to walk to there. I'm not going to do it all tonight, but we'll walk for another 20 minutes and then lie up, I expect. We need the rags. Might be able to make ourselves a piece of rope, which means we can fish on the way home. Yeah. I'm asthmatic. I probably am a little bit asthmatic. I had, as a child, I had what they deemed as exercise. When I exercised heavily as a soldier, I had asthma attacks, but I only got them via heavy exercise. And they deemed it wasn't a problem, basically. Oh, I used to be a smoker. Now I'm a heavy duty vapor that smokes once a year on his birthday. And occasionally we'll have a rollie when I'm feeling particularly adventurous. I gave up smoking because I couldn't afford to anymore. I used to smoke, in Chuckle's language, 2 packs a day. In our language, 40 straights a day plus a pouch of 50 grams of baccy a week. So probably switching to vaping's better for me. Well, it is. 100%. Yeah. I'll be 53 this year. Another, well, 8 months to go. 8 months tomorrow, I'll be 53. In my brain, I still think I'm 30. Where my body sometimes feels like it's 90. I was saying at the beginning of the stream that it's really strange because, 10 years ago, Christmas Eve, I'd be in a club now. 100% I'd be in a club. 11 o'clock? Yeah. 11:15 at night? I'd be in a club doing shots and hitting the dance floor. Now I'm sat here with a pure orange juice playing DayZ. But I used to love Christmas Eve, going out and coming back in at 3 in the morning and dealing with Christmas Day with a hangover. Only 40, but my knees and back feel like I'm 90. I think so. When I got issued glasses for the first time, and I said to the optician, "What's the score? Why have my eyes suddenly gone?" He said, "Well, it's the only part of your body that never regens." He said, and let's be honest about this. We're meant to be killed by saber-toothed tigers when we're in our mid-20s. We're living far too long. Or you two, where did the Stuarts come from? Southeast of Edinburgh. Wife's heritage. So 2 more bits of rag and we can make rope, which means we can fish on the way home. Which means we can survive. Not survive well, because river fish are diabolical compared to sea fish. What time is it in game? Yeah, 6:30. Right. We're going to move up here to a house, and that's probably where I'll call it the night. It'll be a 4-hour stream nearly by the time I get there. It's coming up to 20 past 11 at night UK, and Father Christmas will be trying to break into the house soon. But it's not like I've been a good goblin this year, so I probably won't get any presents. Well, I know I won't get any presents because my presents will turn up on Friday when Amazon deliver them that I bought myself. There are 3 different branches of the Stuart clan, both Highland and Lowland. Ah. My mother was a Grant. Or is a Grant. That's a better way of putting it. Ryan, thank you so much. When it calms down, I'll thank you. Are we there? We are. Ryan, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's amazing. You guys have been out of this world with when it comes to memberships and gifted memberships. That pushes us into, I think, 35 members now. It's amazing, guys. And I'm using that money towards the server costs. So I've got it paid for 25. We're now saving up towards 26. But thank you so much. And I really mean that. Right, guys, that's going to be it for me for tonight. As I said, 20 past 11 UK. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here for the last 4 hours. Thank you for those gifted memberships. That's amazing. Thanks for the interaction in chat. Thanks for keeping me going. Have a good Christmas if I don't see you before or don't speak to you before. As I said, if you're at a loose end tomorrow night, I expect I'll be running around Chanaris trying to stagger home. If not, I'll catch up with you soon. And if any of you are available this weekend, we do have on Friday, Saturday and Sunday a community run happening via the GoblinZ Discord. You're welcome to come along. Right, guys, I'll say Happy Christmas. I'll say good night.